Hi, welcome back to my garden. I was wondering what I was going to talk about today. It's a bit of a now or never. The next couple of days, I have visits to the house, one of which is scheduled, and that sort of puts Saturday out the picture. And tomorrow, a friend said, could they come round? A really nice chap who I've known for a long time, but now lives in Germany, and he's visiting Brazil. He's Brazilian, with friends of his from Germany, and they said, could they come round for a visit? But no idea what time. So if I'm going to make a film this week, it's now. And then it came the tricky point of I haven't got anything actually prepared. So this is a bit of a housekeeping video. And I thought I'd share with you the outcome of something I started a while back. And it's morphed a little. It's taken on a new shape. Well, numerically at least. What I'm talking about is my annual 100-day challenge. And if I'm being really honest, they've never gone very well. Perhaps that's just something about the problem with those challenges in general is they're all a bit artificial, and if you don't get off to a good start, pretty soon it just seems like, well, why bother? And so it was with my 100-day challenge. And I've adopted the 100-day challenge format because, well, every year there's going to be a last 100 days of the year. So it's a sort of convenient time to take control of the final quarter, so to speak. But yes, this one was derailed fairly early on. My challenge had been to write every day, and then I found myself one week having to take a number of trips, and that sort of interrupted the daily flow. And unfortunately, it was right at the beginning of the challenge, so I didn't have the sort of fortitude to keep it going. Well, there was nothing to keep going. And that was pretty much the end of the story until it struck me just over a week ago that my 100-day challenge could just become a 50-day challenge. Why not? One number, after all, is as good as another. These important dates or timings are artificial. New Year's resolutions. Well, you could make resolutions about how to spend a period of your life today or any day. It really doesn't matter. The fact that we choose certain days to do certain sorts of activities, whether it's reflection or making a fresh start or giving people gifts, whatever it might be, these dates are frankly arbitrary, and in many cases, when you look a little bit more deeply, they are inconveniently close to commercial interests to avoid the suspicion that they have been created for you to spend money. I'm not saying that's how, for example, Christmas presents came about, but certainly how things operate today, it's very difficult not to see the commercial connections. But I digress, as I always do. My 50-day challenge. So I thought, well, I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to just try and resurrect my writing habit. I'm going to do a slightly more focused writing activity. And what I finally ended up on was a commitment to write out a essentially two things each day, or write twice a day. I would write out a could-do list. I've spoken about this before. A lot of people adopt the principle of, in one form or another, to-do lists, and that all seems a little overly prescriptive. And as I've mentioned on more than one occasion, I suspect I fall into the sort of broad description of someone afflicted with pathological demand avoidance. So pathological demand avoidance isn't just other people making demands of you, it's also you demanding things of yourself. That is not comfortable, and certainly something I don't particularly like to do. But a could-do list is different. It's a suggestion. Wouldn't it be nice if? It's a menu. Here are a bunch of activities that would be a good way to spend your day. Choose from them. Choose anything. Pick a card. Any card. And that's really what my philosophy in this challenge has been. I write out the things that really would move me forward if I did them today, but I don't really feel terribly fussed if I don't. It's a little motivation, but no more than that. And at the end of the day, I've taken to writing one sentence, pithy, that sums up how well things went. Actually, I also mark off the tasks that I completed. And I don't mark them with a tick. That has a resonance of a kid at school, or in my case, even a teacher at school. And frankly, I was no more fond of marking homework than doing it back in the day. No, I mark off positively completed tasks with a little star. How nice. Childish, you might say, but it amuses me, so that's what I do. A little red star, because I have a red pen, not a gold pen. And the tasks that I don't do, I draw an arrow with sort of cross-hatching, which I enjoy doing. Amuses me or relaxes me, I'm not sure. And it just points to the end of the page. And then the next day, when I review the list before writing out a new list, it sort of reminds me of things that I might want to carry forward. And that's it. I've started doing these could-do lists on the 12th of November, so 19 days of November, 31 days of December. That's the 50-day challenge mark, and so far so good. I've kept it up. Good on me. Actually, that's not all I write down. The very first thing I write down is a practice that my wife follows, which I suppose you should be doing far more than once, or in my case, twice a day. It's a sort of Hawaiian mantra meditative practice called Roponopono, something like that. And essentially there are 4 sentences that you repeat. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. You're supposed to reflect and repeat this all throughout the day. Not because you are engaged in some sort of self-flagellation. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. Woe is me, forgive me. It's not, I don't think it's in that spirit. It's more a reflection on the fact that sometimes we do things that that perhaps don't work out best for people around us. Or at least that's the way I'm thinking of it. And when I write these 4 sentences down in a little box at the beginning of the day, sort of not exactly the first thing I do, I think of things that perhaps I could have done better. Let me give you an example. Being less impatient with my beloved wife. Yes, and I'm sorry for that, and that's probably, given me being me, that probably happens every day at some point. And it doesn't make me a bad person, nor is it, well, that's just how I am, so like it or lump it. It's something that I could possibly change. And so I write that down at the beginning of the day, and I write these 4 sentences down at the end of the day. And sometimes during the day when I'm looking at my list and not ticking things off, but giving myself little stars, I reflect on those 4 sentences, which I think are, are universal. And this business of being sorry, sometimes I'm sorry, even when perhaps another person is at fault. And I suppose what you're sorry for is things turned out that way. And the forgiveness that you're asking is a generous act. Please forgive me. And if both parties said, please forgive me for upsetting you or slighting you in whatever way, we could move forward. When one looks at international dialogue as it is today, if only some of our leaders adopted this practice, that would be rather nice. But it's what I'm doing, and so far, the 50-day challenge is going rather well. The other thing that's going well, if I'm in a sort of review type mode in a video, is the idea of, well, doing nothing. And my wife and I have taken to bird spotting. I mean, not bird watching, but every now and then we spot interesting birds in the garden and we very quietly look at them. Today we saw a bird that has more or less disappeared from this local region. I mean, it's still here somewhere. Absolutely fantastic, interesting bird call. Quite small, not as small as a robin, but not a large bird, definitely. And with a bright orange breast and black wings. Very beautiful. And a couple of days ago there was a medium-sized bird, a sort of hawk-type size, and it was a sort of reddy-brown colour. Very beautiful. No idea what it is, but I enjoyed looking at it, and that's good enough. So, not a very exciting video, but, well, I've made a video this week, and that's good. So, there we are. It's getting dark. The light has shifted. I'm not sure how this will appear as a video, but never mind. As always, I do hope your lives are filled with joy. And until next week, from a dusk-like Brazil